Check out another video. Actually going to take a look at one today from out of Washington. It is from Elysian Brewing. Can't talk for a second there. And it is going to be a look at their barrel-aged Cyclops. So let me see, get everything rolling here for you. And if you're not familiar with Elysian Brewing, they actually do fall under the AB and Bev umbrella now, but they still make some decent beers, so I do check them out from time to time. Again, don't be the craft beer snob out there. Try different beers and enjoy different beers, no matter where they may come from, although local and independent first in my book, so make sure you keep that in mind as well. What's going on, Erie? Cheers to you. So this is actually a 32-ounce crowler that I'm going to open up from Elysian. Pick this up on one of the runs down at Barty Source. This one actually comes in with an ABV of 15.1%. The look of the label, it hadn't been in the actual design of Elysian, as you can see here. Kind of a crazy looking Cyclops out there, but the barrel-aged barley wine ale. This one is a style that you can hold for a bit. A great one if you were looking to start a beer cellar. Barley wines do age well over time. Drink them fresh or drink them later, totally up to you. But I am looking forward to really getting into this one. Outside of the ABV, I really didn't look into too much more with the beer. I didn't look at the IBUs or anything like that. I mean, if I find them, I can put them in the description. But for most people, the IBU is something that isn't as high a concern, because a lot of people, I don't say they don't understand it, but they don't really look into it as much. I mean, you're dealing really with the bitterness type scale, and just know with the barley wine, just like other styles, are going to fall within a certain level, but at the same point, if you're used to that style, you're going to know what to expect as well. So I'm going to crack this baby open. I feel like I'm jabbering too much here. Oh, almost slipped out of my hand there. That would not have been good. So with this style, usually for me, I get a little bit more of dark fruits. You get things like usually kind of a black licorice type feel. Sometimes you'll get like a plum type feel. You'll have a nice sweetness there. And this one is the American barley wine style. So as you take a look here, it's got that dark color to it. And a light behind it. It's not fully jet black. In fact, when you put a light behind it, you kind of get a little bit more of a ruby red type color. The head on it right there is about 1 inch ahead, or 1 finger, which a lot of barley wines, because of the ABV, they can tend to not hold a head as well, but this one is actually doing pretty decent thus far. Yeah, getting that note of the dark fruits. Definitely getting like the plum sensation. I'm getting a little feel of that black licorice, but I'm also getting a nice feel of toffee coming off the aroma. A nice bit of sweetness. A little bit of a molasses type feel. You get the sense it's going to have a little bit of that stickiness in there as well, taste wise. Definitely on point for what I would expect to get from this beer. In the mouth, also that toffee hits you nicely. You get a nice feeling of it in the throat area. You do have that stickiness I was mentioning. Almost a little bit of a butterscotch type note. Got the really big candy type sweetness taking place with this one, which reminds me of those little type candies. Again, with the barley wine, sometimes you get like that Werther's type feel, those candies you would suck on as a kid. You kind of get that amount of flavor there. Good duration, sticking around nicely. Feel it nicely on the tongue as well. You definitely feel the booziness of the beer, but I'm not getting a lot of warmth as of yet with it. With this kind of style, you definitely want to let it warm up. Usually I would recommend trying to drink it between 52, 57 degrees. You can drink it a little bit warmer than that. That really opens up the notes and the flavors. Yeah, well, back then, that was definitely some awesome candy for sure. And that's kind of what you get to feel in these type of styles, is kind of that Werther's, or that maybe a butterscotch or a toffee type candy. I really feel it mainly in the throat. It kind of just sticks nicely in the throat there. Not getting a lot of cheek action, not getting a lot of action on the lips, but in the throat area, it almost leaves a nice scratchy effect there from the beer. Almost every time I clear my throat a little bit, more of that flavor actually kicks up, which is different. You can easily feel the bubbles there on the tongue. Big candy sweetness though. I would think I'm going to actually, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, drink this whole can at 15.1 ABV, but this is like a nice one to have if you're going to share with people, you want to split it up or do like a tasting, you know, you could easily pass it around. I think with this type of beer, if you let it sit there maybe too long, you do run the situation where you kind of get fatigued on your palate from it because you get an over sweetness. Now, if you're drinking it quickly, you probably won't get that, but you'll probably get pretty buzzed rather quickly. So, lesser two evils, I don't know. You do have to be a fan, though, of the dark fruits. A little bit of a raisiny type feeling there as well. Almost towards a prune type angle. But again, that's what you've become accustomed to in the style of this type of beer. At this point, the head is actually gone. You see the slow pour on the side with the alcohol legs and everything. So I get up. Didn't mean to pour some out. That was not good. But you do get some of the alcohol leg action taking place there as well. Well, that's the other option. You can do it all yourself, or you can share it with friends. If you share it with friends, you won't get buzzed most likely because you won't be drinking it all. If you drink it all by yourself and you're drinking a 32-ounce crowler like I am, chances are you will get buzzed. We'll see what happens though. But it's a nice feel on the barley wine. Definitely one I would say to check out. What's going on, Kitty? It's definitely one that I would check out if you're a barley wine fan. Not sure on the availability or where it may be at this point. First time I saw it was when I was going through Party Source and picked it up, and yeah, this was actually one I got a pretty decent deal on this. They were selling them for, I believe it was $8 a crowler, so $8 for a 32-ounce crowler of this was pretty much a steal in my book. But yeah, a nice barley wine. So Erie and Cutie, what is going up in your guys' world tonight? Oh, Erie, is Alan doing the Sunday Fun Day tonight as well? Try to pop over there later if he's going to do it. I don't know if you might be waiting after the football game or something. And Cutie, what are you doing tonight? What are you drinking on, son? I think a lot of people are watching the football games right now, probably. Shoot, $8 for real? I ain't sharing unless someone wants to have some for. Yeah. Yeah, that's well, you've seen a good amount of the videos now, Erie, but Alan will tell you as well from some of the videos I've done. I've kind of get deals when I go to these different places that I end up finding. But yeah, 32-ounce beer, Elysian barley wine, 15.1 ABV, $8. It's just the world I live in. He is. I'm hoping to catch it. I missed all the lives this week, not feeling. Yeah, hopefully you're feeling better. Alan said you were down for sure, so hopefully you're starting to come back and everything. I'm actually off tomorrow with the holidays, so when the market's closed, we're usually closed. So I get an extra day, so I said, why not do a big beer tonight? So I decided to grab this one and check it out. The only other crowler I have left now, which I'll probably do tomorrow, will be the Lagunitas Willetized Coffee Stout for this year. I asked about having a heart attack when Alan was like, this beer is only 16. Well, it depends on what you're getting, though. So, yeah, some of them are that way. You know, some 4-packs you get for 16, but some individual bottles can be up to that much as well. Tall Boy and Catching on Viz, nothing wrong with that. Are you drinking a Tall Boy of Bud or something else you got there, cutie? What's going on, DD? Can a brother get a break? Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm on a break. I'm off today, tomorrow, so I'm on break. But yeah, I figured I'd throw it live tonight and share the beer that I'm actually having right now. Got to work tomorrow. Hopefully, feeling better, so I'm not at like death on my desk. Yeah, hopefully you are feeling better. Hey, Billy, what's going on? Well, good to hear you finally kicked the flu. After that, you were dealing with that for like a couple of weeks at least, I believe. Was they said the flu strain this year was pretty bad. Don't ask Rod, it may be y'all. There's no telling what Cutie might be drinking there for sure. But I will say Elysian, they still put out some decent beers. One of my favorite pumpkin beers is their Night Owl that they put out, which is a real decent pumpkin beer. Obviously, most people know about their Space Dust as a really good IPA. So Elysian does a lot of good stuff there. Happy almost MLK to everyone. Remember your civil rights and the cost of freedom. Respect yours. Yeah, there you go, Keating. I feel like with barley wines, though, it's definitely an acquired taste that people pick up over a period of time. Like, if you're first new to beer, I would not recommend you jumping into a barley wine off the bat. I think it's something you actually pick up and become more accustomed to, and a style you move into over a period. I know a lot of guys that started with barley wine and did not like it, and then switched other styles, and then later on they came back and they started to like barley wine. So it is something more of a unique type taste, or something you kind of groom into maybe or so. But I do dig it now, even though I still can't stand black licorice. The black licorice feel of a barley wine does not throw me off anymore. Also has a little bit of a syrupy type feel in the texture as well. But overall, pretty decent. It'll warm you up here in the wintertime, which everybody's getting the winter hit, I guess. So I'm seeing some people are going to be minus 45 in the Dakotas and in Wisconsin. And we actually got a little chill that unexpectedly popped up today that was worse than they said it was going to be. So make sure you guys stay warm out there. Off tomorrow as well. Haven't been to work since last Thursday. Only working 3 days this week, going to play golf. You talk about me. You got the good stuff going on, Dee. I haven't played golf, I don't think, probably in a year and a half. Just hadn't got out there and played. Just always so busy with other stuff, it seems. I'd like to get out there and play again now. Going to need to make a beer run. Rod J's my A sponsor. Yeah. See if you can get a Rod J deal when you go, Cutie. Yeah, weather is bipolar lately. It's one of the crazier years more recently. I mean, the way it jumped around just yesterday, it was high 40, about 50. Today it's down in the teens. So, I mean, it's jumping back and forth quickly. Flu hit us, belly issues, yeah. And they have some disease coming in right now they're trying to track. I don't know if you guys saw in the news. Out of China, there's some people coming in from one of the provinces, and it's got everything with it. The effects are like the flu almost. and they've been trying to track the planes coming in because a couple of the planes got in, I guess, to the U.S. in different areas, and they're tracing it back to this epidemic that's breaking out. I mean, it's crazy. At times like that, I'm glad I work from home. I'm not around people, although my wife has to go out there and meet in the office with her people, but hopefully she's real careful about who she's around too and stuff. So hopefully you don't have to deal with any of those type of things. We have summer all week and winter on weekends, apparently. Well, that would suck because then you're off on a weekend. You can't really enjoy it because it's so cold outside. You don't want to stay out there. Yeah, I'm more of a fan of 70 to 80 degrees, which if it wasn't so expensive, maybe I would live in San Diego because San Diego's always like 75, no matter what time of year it seems. Every time I've been there, it was 75. So is anybody else drinking on anything? I know QT's got the tall boy. Erie's recovering. Billy's recovering. So I don't know if Billy, if you're having anything right now, you're probably getting your body back still. Excited for Cali trip. Yeah, what part of Cali are you guys going to, Erie? QT is a nurse. She brings all the bugs home after seeing sickos. Yeah, you definitely got to wash your hands a lot there if you're a nurse. Oh, that's like Todd's wife Shannon is a nurse. So yeah, she used to, do all that stuff. I don't know, nursing and teaching, you're around a lot of germs. Teaching like, little kids and stuff, because they touch everything and you have to make sure they wash their hands and stuff like that. They're like germ carriers. Oh, nice. Anaheim. That'll be really nice. So I've been to San Diego and I've been to Escondido. Never been over to Anaheim, though. I've been up to Northern Cali and Oakland and San Francisco, Sacramento. Jumped over to Tahoe before. We have to fly in March. I'll definitely get sick. Why would you say you definitely will get sick? Oh. We gotta fly. We'll fly in, right now, August we'll fly for sure to New Jersey because I have to go back for some stuff there. Although I may try to drive to Pittsburgh and then fly from Pittsburgh, New Jersey because there's a beer fest I want to head to. Yes, I was told when I first got the flu weeks ago I was getting tests done at the hospital. They had people back from China that had the flu. I believe I caught it there. It may have been. It was like it was Wu something province where the people were coming from, and the doctor I saw earlier today was talking about the similarities being almost like the flu, pretty much. But it's some other type of disease that's transmittable that there's big concerns. They got like flight warnings and stuff like that out. They've actually tracked down the cities and the countries where there's the only flights that come out of that province. So it's like here, there's flights over to Europe, there's some flights over to pretty much outside of anywhere like say Australia, or I think there was none that were in Africa, but in every other continent they had a flight going somewhere it seems, so they're trying to monitor all that. Hey Michelle, cheers. Man, you'll like it, Erie, is what Cutie said. Yeah, good thing you didn't have Blake going with you. Blake would have to drive because he does not fly. Blake has that fear of flying. Well, I don't know if it's from that, Billy, but it's it's definitely some type of thing going on. Have to be sedated, Cutie. Well, you can get your doctor maybe to prescribe you something, or that's why they have bars in the airport. You can just get a couple drinks so you doze off on the plane. Back in the 70s, your doctors would prescribe you Valium so you could relax on the flight. Laying in bed watching a live stream from my phone. Well, thank you, Michelle. Hopefully you had a good Sunday there as well. And you're going to bed early tonight, huh? Or you're just laying there relaxing. Just picked up a can of Revisions Battle of the Lords Northeast Style Double IPA and Glutenberg Red Ale. Nice. Oh, see, Cutie gets prescribed Xanax, which is pretty popular. I know other people that have gotten that prescribed for when they fly. I always do like a nice red ale too, dude. And it gives an antibiotic with 7 pages of side effects, including death, heart problem, ligament tearing. Wow. He said, whoa, Doc, does this say death right here as a possible side effect? Oh, you'll be fine. But somebody had death at some point, right? I mean, you see death as a side effect, flags definitely go up. Had to work today, morning shift, so now I'm chilling. Okay. One under the tongue helps with PTSD. Valium works too. Yeah, Valium definitely works, except a lot of doctors, I believe, don't prescribe it as much now. Which in the 70s and 80s, early 80s, before they started cutting it off, it was like Skittles. I mean, you get them from doctors anywhere, which I guess was part of the problem, that you could get them so easily. Yeah, they were like Tic Tacs back at that time. But the 80s were the excess decade, so you're getting everything, and you're getting a lot of everything for sure. Kids today don't know about the 80s type partying and stuff. Hey, what's happening, Beerhound? Cheers, my friend. What is going on out there in the OC? Then after that, they gave me amoxicillin, antibiotics, the first one, Leviathan, death. Oof. You know, I've taken amoxicillin, but I've never seen that on there before. Yeah, right, Erie? You can take your chance with the flu over the meds. 5 milligram of Valium works. It don't take much to have you get that relaxation. Tell you what, I'm actually settling nicely with this Brawley one right now. It is feeling nice and smooth. Going down with no problem whatsoever. That's a good point, Doc. Dee. That's not a side effect, that's a end effect. Yeah, there's no coming back from death. Speaking of death, so I don't know how many of you guys have Netflix out there. Earlier today we decided to watch a Netflix movie. So we watched Into the Tall Grass, I believe it is on Netflix right now. We'll take a look here. Yeah, In the Tall Grass. And it was, I swear it was one of the weirdest movies I've seen in a while. But it was kind of like that shark movie back in the day, a couple years ago or a few years ago, Dark Water or whatever. It's just like trying to figure out what the hell was going on. Although with that, you knew there was, a shark in the water. It was in the title essentially. But this one, it was just one of those weird type, freaky type movies. If you watch it, it's crazy. That's what I'm going to say. So I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. If you did see it, let me know what you think about it. Because I don't want to spoil whatever, but it was interesting. My old channel had me on Valium flying with Cutie for our honeymoon. No amoxicillin. The first antibiotic was a Viquin. That is the one with 7 of side effects including death. Okay. Yeah, so that one you didn't take. You got the amoxicillin instead then. Yeah, so these are, yes, great. That's by Stephen King and his son, but you watch some of these movies and there's just points you find that are like, that makes no sense. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you do some other stuff ahead of time? And when you watch that movie, right in the beginning, you're like, you're just going to run in there without calling anyone, right? It's just, I don't know. I lose from the logical point right at the beginning. It's like, oh, this is not going to be anything that makes sense now. Hungover all day. Find crack beer number one. It's Four Sons Breakers IPA. Fit and crack open beer number one. Ah, Four. I was glad to get that there for a second. It's a Four Sun Breakers. Nice. This is actually my first one as well. Me and my kids had a movie day, and I watched more than enough kids stuff for a few months. Well, kids will definitely tire you out watching for sure, I bet. Especially the ones that make you watch again and again. I remember my nephew was young, we had him here, and they kept watching Frozen. It was just like, really? You guys are going to watch this again? But I guess when I was a kid, I did the same thing probably. Gave it a Vicodin for 5. Follow-up, they gave Moxicillin for another 5. Okay. I wish I could become fan with you, Rod, and get my rent. I'm a real beer connoisseur. I love talking about it. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's I haven't done really the wrenches that much on the channels. I know some people really do them. I may start doing them at some point. I don't know. Like for this, I'm kind of doing a solo thing, so I'm kind of using OBS, and I'm not even really applying the wrench to anything. But I might, definitely I might start doing it at some point. I think Stephen King's best movie is Thinner. Thinner was interesting. With Stephen King movies, though, I like Cujo was one of my favorites growing up. Misery was one of my favorites as well. I'm trying to think of the other one here. Shining, I liked. For some reason, I always like watching The Langoliers too when that comes on TV once in a while. Even though it was a made-for-TV type movie, he's got a lot of good stuff that Stephen King has done. Christine is another one that I like. A 6-pack in 48 hours in the bathroom cured me. But yeah, get back up on that horse, right? That's how you get cured. Want some pie, Erie? Did you check out the trailer and intro for Shogun? I haven't looked at it yet, Dee. I was doing some other stuff here today. I was realizing I was going back and updating some stuff on my YouTube channel, so I haven't got a chance to really do too much out of that. In fact, I was doing that most of the day, going back and looking at some of the old videos and realizing some things weren't tagged and on the right playlist, so I've been kind of messing with that all day long and finally broke away to drink a beer here. Hell no, LMAO, that movie may be the reason I hate pie. Watched an oldie today called Fear No Evil. I've heard of Fear No Evil. I don't know if I've watched that though before. I know, man, it's a hard thing to get mods in here, but I'm a nice guy. Like I said, you can go ask some people about me, and I'm a good dude. All right. Well, I'll definitely keep that in mind as well, because I just haven't really done too much with those. But I know you definitely come around, and it's good talking to you about beer and everything as well. Perfect Storm, yeah. Well, Stand By Me was Stephen King as well, which was a good movie. I don't eat dessert because of that movie. I know you run OBS a lot, no problem. Just putting out my 2 cents. Hey, well, no, I definitely appreciate that as well. And then, did you see how Facebook insulted the leader of China by translation of his name from Xi Jinping? Seriously, in China they would have been jailed. No, I didn't see that on Facebook. Can't say it surprises me though. QT, and I won't mess with the gypsy. Yeah, you don't want to mess with a gypsy woman either. Hey, what's going on, Eric? Cheers, brother. What do you got going on tonight, Big Daddy? Big Daddy Chronicles in the house. Scanners. Wasn't the other one Creepshow? Wasn't Creepshow Stephen King as well? Creepshow was a classic one, and the segment they did with the exterminator and the roaches was probably one of the worst things back in the day that I saw when I was younger, like in a scary movie. Damn, Pikey's area. Have you ever seen Snatch? Snatch is an excellent film. Great film. Love Snatch. Hey, I was studying different 3D printer types. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? Are you going to get a 3D printer, or Do you have one now? I'd be surprised if you didn't, but maybe you don't. That's why you were studying them. Getting ready to upload a video, weekend ramble at that. Oh, nice. Have to check out the weekend ramble. Don't think I have. Snatch is with Brad Pitt and it's a Guy Ritchie movie. It's really good. It's really pretty damn funny. It's like kind of a English type movie, and great acting and everything throughout. Definitely recommend checking out Snatch. Cheech and Chong. They reference gypsies. Well, no, Brad Pitt is a gypsy. He's part of the gypsies in that movie. You never negotiate with a gypsy, as they say in there. NFC Championship game stinks. Is a bad game going on? I think it's what, the Niners and the Seahawks, I believe. Hey, what's happening, Bamboo? Cheers. Jason Statham. Yeah, Jason Statham's in Snatch as well. Another one that's kind of like that I like as well is Lock, Stock, and Two Barrels. That's actually a great movie, too. Guy Ritchie has another movie coming out that looks like it's going to be pretty good as well. About to review, my buddy's got these Dogfish Head that are 18%, a 12-ounce. Bottle 4-pack goes for $40. And he told me on the shelf it says he'll sell them for $12 a piece. Which one is he doing? Is it one of the... I'm trying to think of the Worldwide Stout. Was that high? I don't think it is. So I'm wondering what Dogfish Head he's actually looking at. Bamboo says hello, everybody. Bamboo says Niners and the Packers are going down. So I guess the Niners are taking it to them. Which the Niners, I believe, were the favorites for the game. He told me about a bottle for $10. No, 20-0, San Fran. Wow. Love that movie, Guy Ritchie. Yeah, Guy Ritchie does some great movies. He's one of my directors. I guess one of my favorite directors to actually watch on stuff. Rock and Roller is another one. That was a good one that he did. Yeah. Call yourself a rock and roller? Found a compound to use under Shoe Waste Company material types. Then Aries said hello to Bamboo. Finally got to get on the stream with Bamboo the other night. We had a blast on there, so it was good to finally connect. And if you guys haven't checked out everybody here, make sure you check out everybody's channels. Bamboo, he actually has his channel where he does like a historical fact each day. So it's kind of some interesting things on his channel as well. Big Daddy's doing some various things there too. So, get around and check each other out. Obviously, Beer Hound's doing some of the beer stuff as well as Backwoods Billy. Never trust a man who owns a pig farm. True story. You got the lines tonight, cutie. You got the lines. I hate I missed it. A lot of kick butt people in that stream. Yeah, there's some good lines to that film. Yeah, it was a great time there. McGregor put Cowboy away in 40 seconds in the first. Yeah, I saw the ESPN after the fight or whatever. I was up late last night after we did some streaming, and I saw it was 40 seconds that he put him down, and I didn't see any of the footage. I didn't know if he kicked him in the head or did something. It had to be one hell of a move that he put on to get him out in 40 seconds, which was his second longest fight. They said his fastest was 13, I believe. My farmer raised the pigs I buy. I select them as piglets and name them. Then I visit during lifespan. Then they enter my freezer. I always thought if you had animals or you had your own livestock, I thought one of the rules was you didn't name the animals because you're going to eat them later. I thought you didn't name animals because of that. Lock, Stock, and Two Barrels, Rocks, awesome movie. Snatch, just as good, same style movie. Did you catch what I said about the beer? Yeah, I saw that. Do you know which Dogfish Head that he was actually having you check out there? Let's see. And they said it was 18% ABV. Is it the one? I know what it is. Is it the 120? If it's the 120 minute, that is actually 18%. I was trying to see if there's any other ones they have here. Or it could be the Worldwide Stout. That's also 18%. I didn't think the Worldwide was up there at that high, but... So it's probably one of those two. It's the strongest you've seen on the market. Yeah, the 18, those are strong. There's some other strong. You look at some of the Avery beers, they go over 18 on some of their stuff. So you can definitely find some higher beers than that. Laugh my ass off. That was some good Tom the Pig. Right? If you named a pig, you're like, you know, I mean, do you just like call the pig Ham or something? Just finished Princess from Deep Freeze, Vanessa said. She has no problem naming and eating them. I have been begging Alan for alpaca and a furry cow. Bamboo said it's now 27-0, the Niners. My dad killed my pet pigs and made me eat them. Aww. Did he call them bacon or anything? I'm going to call that guy right now and find out what it is. Brian, can you name them, if you name them breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I guess you could. I just always heard like people that like to name their animals that they're going to eat. Like a lot of the, I guess, people that I knew that were around farms and stuff didn't name their animals because they were basically part of their food. I would never make anyone do anything you might be persuaded to, though. I use cute dang Disney names for the farm race ones. You call any pigs like Pork Chop or anything like that? I had a friend in college. She grew up on a farm. And by the time she was in college, she was a vegetarian. And the reason she became a vegetarian, she said, she was at the house one day. She went to take a bite of a hamburger. And at the same time, one of the cows mooed out in the pasture. And that kind of like wrecked her from eating beef anymore or meat. We have a pet turkey. Her name is Coco. Would you ever eat the turkey? He did let my pet turkey live. I mean, you'd think you would grow a turkey for Thanksgiving. First part of Bambi makes... Of course it does, cutie. This latest pig was named Princess. Was your turkey mean to Beer Hound? Actually, I had a little bit of turkey yesterday on my salad. He didn't answer, but when I get the beer, I'll send you a picture. And if your email's in your about section, I will send you pictures. Yeah, it's definitely in the it's in the about section there for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking it has to be probably the Worldwide Stout or the 120. Depending on where you're at, both of those, a 4-pack can go around $40. And they're both at 18%. So. Yes, the turkeys are raised at the piggy farm on a mountainside near Vermont border in Mass. Yeah, we actually have a turkey farm that's probably about 10 or 15 minutes from my house. I used to work with the guy whose family actually owned it out there, but around Thanksgiving, people come out there to pick up their turkeys. And I guess they're all grain-fed. I don't know if it really makes a difference if you're cage-free or not. I guess people say it's different if they're free range versus being in a cage. I don't know. Maybe a happier animal makes a tastier animal. But people prefer to get their free range food. Let me see here. It's a white turkey. I've never seen one. I guess that's why my cousin named her Coco. I love my turkey. He followed me everywhere and gobbled a lot. Died, thanks Spacebar, as a select feature in Google really stinks. Yeah. There's a lot of, yeah, you can type it in Google sometimes. And the hardest part of cooking a turkey is listening to it scream in the oven for 15 minutes. Stall Siri, I'm going to hell. Ours will untie my dad's shoes and follows him around, loves him, hates everyone else. What do you really do with a pet turkey, though? I mean, it's kind of like, if you're not going to eat them, what does a turkey really offer? The strongest beer I drank today is a Goose Island Bourbon County brand stout, 15.2 bottle 2018. Yeah, I've actually got 3 of the Bourbon County downstairs. The base from this year, the wheat wine, and then the reserve series, which was barreled 2 years. And I think which one. Last year was 2018. It was Elijah Craig they used. Last year, let's see which one they used. Look at my untapped list. Knob Creek is what it was. They used Knob Creek for 2019. April Spring Turkey, Hanawama Farm will be fun. And Butcher said turkey first. Damn, I'm doing it wrong. Each year here we have it's like a medieval type festival they have in the summertime, summer and the fall. Never went. I always want to go, but one of the things they talk about is turkey legs. Like they have the huge turkey legs that are deep fried that everybody likes to enjoy. Turkeys like their heads to be petted. They are pretty cool pets. Yes, cutie. No live animal cooking in oven. That would be torture to put the live animal in, right? Have some compassion, cutie. She just came up one day. No clue where she came from over a year ago and has been here since someone shot her around Thanksgiving. She survived and my dad babies her and feeds her Cheetos. Huh. So she's a Cheetos fan. Cutie says I'm learning. I just don't think of like a turkey as a pet like you would have like for a dog or a cat. But I guess, people have birds, but, turkeys don't fly or anything, but I guess you could make a pet out of anything if you really wanted to. A rabbit in the microwave. Well, my lobster are leaving, you want steaming and grill. Are living, yeah. Well, lobsters you put in, live and you boil them. And I've never cooked a lobster, but I've heard that when you put them in there, they do make a screeching sound. Basically, they're them dying or whatever. Of course, really, lobsters are kind of like pretty much the roaches of the sea, lobsters and shrimp and everything, which, I don't know, kind of, you start thinking about it that way. It's almost like, do you really want to do that? I mean, a lot of people don't eat shellfish. A lot of religions don't eat shellfish. We have a bird too, lol. Pecks Alan all the time. Such a smart bird. Is it a hen? Can we actually say Alan is hen pecked? I never heard the bird on any of his videos. You must have the bird in the back room or something where I never heard any of the chirping or anything. My neighbor has a bird. It's I'm trying to think of it. It's a white bird. It's the same bird that used to be on Beretta as his pet. I can't think of the name. Cockatoo, maybe, is what my neighbor has for their bird. Lobster lives matter. Yeah, it's all about animal safety until you have a lobster that makes it. You just throw a lobster right in a pot and boil it alive. Lobsters have feelings. Cook them in a smoker. They squiggle around a few minutes. He's in my room. His name is Me Game and Watch. Wait, what? His name is Me Game and Watch? Or his name is Me? Or is it Me Game and Watch? Let's see here. Start boiling my turkeys. Do they scream? Well, you can't put the turkeys in alive. If you did put them in alive, they would scream probably. Or would it be a high street gobble? I'm not sure if it would count as a scream necessarily. Me Game and Watch. Mr. Game and Watch, okay. Oh, Nintendo character. I was never as huge a Nintendo person on the gaming outside of Tecmo Bowl. I played a couple of the Mario type games, but I was always Genesis or PlayStation later than Xbox. But didn't really play Nintendo as much. Really nice beer. The Micro Pub that I've been going to by Saget. It's a peanut butter porter nitro. It is so delicious. I do like a nice peanut butter beer. If you ever get a chance, Ballast Point, their Victory SC, they have a nice peanut butter variant to that. One to enjoy. Feathers stink when they burn off. Did you burn off feathers before? I thought you had to pluck the feathers. Hey, what's happening, Max? Cheers, my friend. What is going on? What are you sipping on tonight? Just kind of here doing a chat now. Talked about the beer earlier on, but kind of just kicking it with everybody. My kiddo is here as hers, and she's obsessed with him and all Mario characters. Yeah. I mean, for a video game, the most friendly video game for kids is probably the Mario game, so. Like I said, bro, I'm good people. I just want to talk about beer. I like when you do tasting panels and things like that. I try to not get too rowdy. We have some people that get a little rowdy for sure, which is fine. That's all part of the fun and everything. Guinness for an extra stout and a peanut butter sandwich pair well. Yeah. Drinking a Bitburger Pilsner, good stuff. Yeah, Bitburger. Kind of interesting because I did that one a couple years ago here on the channel. It's when I was getting it, it said it was the #1 beer in Germany. It was the #1 draft beer, I guess. And in can, it was okay, but I'm wondering like how it tastes over there. I know I've had some people tell me over there it is better on draft, you know, but in the can, it's almost like I feel like it's their Budweiser basically. I pluck feathers. Mario World 3D, been through the three of the same game. Wow, they didn't warn that out. I put all shellfish in ice water bath and then kill them. The ice water makes them way less active, more human way to send them off. Oh, there you go. It's a nice Karen way to do it. Sing the tiniest after. I don't want to kill them, I just want to cook them. I like to look in their eyes when they hit the hot oil. My kids need therapy after Thanksgiving. You're terrible, cutie. It comes with the territory, man. Yeah. It's good, bro. Nice. Well, good to hear. Yeah, Sunday, kind of relaxing, kicking back. I'm actually off tomorrow, so I decided to open up this big beer and enjoy this. Probably got an old batch. Well, you know, I'm trying to think at that time when I drank it, I don't know if I really looked at the date or whatever, but it could have been an older batch, you know. Plus the time it takes for us to get the beer over here. A lot of the guys, I've had a show before where a lot of guys did come in from Germany, and they do like that beer over there. So there's no telling. It definitely could have been. I'd definitely give it a go again, trying it though. Draft totally different in the beer that we drink in the U.S. Not like the same that they have out of the country. I can street. Oh yeah, definitely. Draft is always the best as long as everything is fresh and kept clean and like that, you know, your lines and all that stuff is ran properly, then draft beer is always the way to go, over like the can or over the bottles. And over there, the other thing you have there too, depending on when things are brewed there versus brewed here, you can really have an impact from the water that's being used, because in certain areas you got to make sure you balance it out so it comes out properly for what you're looking for. I use a blowtorch to clear the pin feathers on fowl. I don't know why I'm reading your comments still, cutie. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Hey, what's going on, Throttle? Cheers, my friend. Yeah. That's the one thing I love about our Oktoberfest, Max. We have the we have all the German beers that come over for that, which is really nice. So I was talking about in another stream the other night, when they come here for Oktoberfest, I don't even try any of the American beers. I just want all the German type beers because they bring over different stuff and it's nice and fresh and good to go. Fresh is always key for sure. That's why I say nowadays, if you're buying beer, you know, you learn as you go along. You always should be checking your dates to see what dates you're getting for your beer and knowing what styles that you can actually get. If it doesn't have a date, that might be still good and last now. So more and more, if it's not a date on something, I don't buy it. So butane torch on kitchen counter. I feel like you got a lot of stuff on your kitchen counter, Vanessa. Oh, well, thanks, GD. Yeah, always appreciate the likes if people want to hit that like button, of course. What is going on, Blake? Cheers, my friend. Blake TV in the house. What is happening? I'm going to jump over to see what time Alan does Sunday Fun Day here in a bit. I think he just does it at 9, but I don't know if he's going to go at 9 tonight or not. I forgot to ask Erie. Or Ari, since you're here, is he going at 9 o'clock, do you know? Or Blake, do you know? My homies only drink Mickey's. I haven't had a Mickey's in a while. I drink the good beers, LOL. Yeah. You know what? Mickey's isn't bad, though. If you want to have a malt liquor, Mickey's is alright. You know, I don't know if I ever reviewed Mickey's on the channel. Maybe I'll pick up a Mickey's to drink that on the channel as well. Oh wow, cutie! I didn't even. I missed that comment there. But sorry to hear that. Yeah, definitely toast to your grandmother. Sorry for your loss, my friend. That's tough. And then Blake said also sorry, and Vanessa said condolences as well. And Erie. See, that's why you can't ever trust Cutie at times. It's okay, she passed away not because she was eaten by a bear. I felt like Cutie was setting us up for something. Oh, Yuri said, what's up, Blake? Hey, Yuri. And Yuri said 9 o'clock, so yeah, so I'll definitely see what he's got popping over there. I'll probably have to get some more beer. Just so happy I don't have to work tomorrow. No work tomorrow. It's funny because, like I said, I work at the house most of the time, so where I do these videos at is also my office when I'm working during the day. And so I have an office phone here in the office, and it's like when it rings and I'm off, and I'm like, not today, not picking up that call. Oh. Cutie said I'm going to hell. Yeah, Cutie is he's a jokester. You have to watch out for him. I see. They didn't see the bear comment, Cutie. They didn't know you were just saying that. Cutie's a dog, man. Hey, what's happening to Elbow? Cheers, my friend. What you got going on down there in Florida? You drinking on anything tonight? Right, Vanessa? At face value. That's why you can't always trust Cutie. You just can't trust him all the time. He will set you up like a mother. Oh, love you guys. Yeah, right, Cutie. I saw yesterday Tremors 5 was on. I had no idea they made 5 Tremors movies. And Michael Gross is still in it. And yes, I did watch part of the movie because it was Tremors and I wanted to see what happened. Right now I actually got Swamp People, and I love Swamp People. It's one of my guilty pleasures. They come back new this Thursday, so they run a Swamp People marathon today. And I get hooked into the show. I always say I love a show where Americans, we need subtitles. Cheers. I've got a 6-point red. Ooh, I haven't had a 6-point resin in a couple years. That's a good beer. I haven't had a 6-point beer in at least probably a year or so. There's just so many breweries that are out there. But 6-point is one of the ones I do enjoy. And for those of you that just got in, I'm actually drinking, as you can see, the Elysian Bourbon Barrel Aged Cyclops, which is 15.1 ABV. So I'm just finishing up a 32-ounce crowler of it right now. I think there are more than 5. Well, there might be more than 5 now, but it was number 5 was the one that Michael Gross and Fred Ward was in it, and it was just as cheesy as you can expect, kind of like the Sharknado type stuff. But you know what it is on a lazy Saturday, you lay on the couch, you're looking at something like, well, I don't really feel like getting over there to get the remote, so I guess I'll watch it for a little bit. 2 tremors today. Vanessa has hunted bear in the past. That does not surprise me. Did you end up getting the bear when you were hunting them, Vanessa? Fred Ward, no Kevin Bacon. Yeah, Kevin Bacon signed off after the first one. He did not go back, I don't think. I don't think he was in Tremors 2. But you said you watched Tremors 2, so maybe he was there. I'm glad I can get 6 Point here in Florida. Yeah, 6 Point has a good distribution. Well, 6 Point, they actually did that little thing where they teamed up with Southern Tier and Victory to form their own little group, and that helped, I think, increase their distribution. Hey, what's happening, Nave? Cheers, my friend. Said I had a bear hunt me once. Seriously, close call. I can imagine. I can definitely imagine. We need some whiskey. I got enough with the barley wine. I don't need any whiskey, although I do have some behind me, but not going to drink any whiskey, at least not right now. Cheers, Michelle. Sparkle Supreme Queen in the house. And you guys can check out Elbow and check out Nave as well. Check out Throttle. All good channels. Check out Vanessa, but yeah, check out Vanessa more on Instagram under Vanessa and Kitty, where she does a lot of the stuff there. First moose and bear along Yukon River near Galenia, Alaska, back in '84. So if you kill a moose, if it's an average sized moose, how long can that feed you for the meat you would get off of it? I'm kind of curious because I was watching a new show that came out last year called Alone, where they put these survivalists out in the woods, and one of the guys killed a moose, and I'm thinking that should last him for definitely as long as he needs, but kind of curious. So what's going on out there where you're at, Nave? Anything happening for you tonight? Just relaxing, kicking back. My first channel only has playlists, getting tired of getting banned. Well, YouTube switching stuff up, I guess. Yeah, YouTube has been doing more scrubbing lately of people's channels, I've noticed, where people are losing subs, they're losing views as they're getting rid of more inactive type accounts, or accounts they think that are inactive, because I've seen people get knocked off of channels and have to go back and resubscribe to the channel just because YouTube thought they didn't watch the channel enough, I guess. But it's like, YouTube, people have jobs as well. They can't be there all the time to watch all the time. $729 subs, now almost to 800, so I haven't been able to post stuff in a while because the real life kicks in. Yeah. It takes, it takes some consideration of time to get your stuff if you want to get a certain way on YouTube, and to find that time is almost hard for some people. So, I used to actually do a lot of the videos and record them, and I used to have a backlog, although now I do more of the live stream stuff. I miss not having a backlog, because when I couldn't get there and I already had stuff prepared, when you go more live, it takes more time actually, because now you have to put up stuff while you're actually in the moment. So at some point I may start doing some other pre-recordings. I did the video just recently about the ale and lager, which people seem to like, and that was kind of nice to record it, so I can definitely do more stuff like that to get that recorded out the way. But I like talking about the beers on the live streams and then talking with you guys and seeing what you like about them as well. Let me see here. Nave says, I've been studying Tesla, watching some old vids on Robin Williams and old comedians. I usually watch a lot of the comedians as well. I actually got one of my Facebook page, actually my most popular Facebook page is called Laugh Your Ass Off Comedy. And I always post like videos on that page and stuff. And I try to find funny things, funny comedians and all that kind of stuff and post it on there. Everybody needs to laugh at certain points, so it's a great page to have. Tesla, just go to the Eclectic Beard. He knows everything you need to know about Tesla. He's got everything going on Tesla. Alan does such a great breakdown on that car and for some of the other cars. I mean, it's great to see him getting recognized on it. The moose was 2 inches shy of a world record. We got close to 1,000 pounds of meat off of it. Lasted through a barbecue every weekend for 3 months. To beginning of '85, I gave 5 families meat off of it. Well, that was nice as well. Yeah, so because you didn't give it away, you could even have more meat. But I always heard you can a moose can last a while if you kill a moose for sure. I know people are losing subs if you don't watch, so I'm trying to watch some of everyone's stuff when I can. I'm the same way. I'm trying to watch stuff and watch, not just watch, but watch and comment. Because if you watch and comment, that shows engagement. You watch it, you give a thumbs up, that shows engagement as well. That helps the person too. But if you're taking time to type something into it, I think that actually helps a little bit more. Let me see here. Right, Michelle agrees as well. Yeah, so it's just tough. I mean, I literally set time aside to do some different things so I can get stuff done. What do you mean? I watch all your reruns at work all the time, Roger. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you watching all the reruns at work. It's funny how many times I'm doing videos and people are saying they're at work, and I'm like, shouldn't you be working? But hey, I like that you're watching the video. And Dee Dee said hello to the name, and name back to Dee Dee. Beer seems to give me the runs. Wow, funny. Beer runs. I got you. I know what you're doing there. Watch The Degenerates if you get a chance. Remember Red Fox back in the day? I was surprised he got a TV show, Dirty Routine. Yeah, well, as you remember, Nate, probably back then, I mean, that was why you had what was called the Blue Records, right? Because of how they had to store the Red Fox albums and other comedians like him, and they were kind of in a back room or in a paper bag where you didn't really see the Red Fox stuff out there. It was basically in this little brown thing, and they couldn't show it to you. You'd have to ask for it, and they would show it to you. They would give it to you in a brown paper bag because all the raunchy stuff. But he's got some great old routines and stuff. But yeah, on the Facebook page I run, I'll put Red Fox stuff on there as well. I'm Zuckerberg seems to be okay with it, so he's probably laughing at it too. Yeah, Fox was rated X. When you look at that, you look at what he did and some of the other ones. Back when, I don't know if Richard Pryor ever got to the. Pryor said a lot of stuff, but wasn't the X style like Fox. Fox was just ahead of his time on doing it, but had it not been for Fox, then they might have got Pryor on it. They might have got Lenny Bruce. Lenny Bruce was definitely one they targeted for his comedic routines, which definitely was a comedy genius and the stuff that he done as well. So always good to laugh at those comedians. What's happening, Ron? You said butt wiper beer? Are you talking about butt wiper beer as far as the barley wine style? Or are you having a beer called butt wiper? I don't think I would drink a beer called butt wiper. Oh, that's my little secret there, Dolly. That's my little secret. It's like Fred G. Sanford. Every time it changes to something. What's going on, Dolly? Did you put a video up today, by the way? You know what? I just realized I have to go watch your Philly cheesesteak video to see how your Philly cheesesteak turned out. The image of it looked actually good. Oh, Bud's the butt wiper beer. Well, sometimes barley wines can be, because barley wines can hit you at a point, because of the stuff in it. It can definitely help to clean out your insides. Listen, they've actually said some of the Belgian beers are actually better now than some of the probiotics that people take for cleaning out your intestine and stuff, with the yeast and everything that are in them. So Another good reason to drink a beer. Keep yourself clean. So sitting here watching swamp people. I don't think I could ever hunt gator. I've had gator. I've eaten gator. But that is one heck of a beast. Sick. Ate some spring roll yesterday. Got sick. Only ate one sick all day. Did you make the spring roll? Did you go to the local Chinese restaurant and get the spring roll? Sorry you're sick, by the way. Hey, cheers, Jeremy. What is going on, my friend? I believe, congrats, right? Didn't your Chiefs pull it out today? I keep seeing people talk about the Chiefs online. Hey, all right, Throttle. Yeah, make sure you guys check out Throttle, too. He does the whiskey stuff there. And then I'm heading out for some dinner. Maybe some Southern fried chicken wangs. All right, brother. It was good that you stopped in, my friend. 12 hams a night keeps me regular. Well, hams can do it. Hams can do it. You do 12 of them. You know what? I don't think I've ever done a hams review on the channel. Maybe I'll pick up a can of hams. We can get the individual of those, I believe, here. Actually, was telling Beer Dude about the beer he was reviewing. It has notes of grapefruit, good for cleaning the system. Look at you, Dolly, talking about the beer. Yeah, Jeremy is a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and he's been waiting a long time to see the Chiefs back in the Super Bowl. Actually, it'd be the first time for Jeremy because he was too young when the Chiefs went there last time. Went to a faux place, never again. Yeah, well, yeah. Actually, when we got sick a few weeks ago, my wife, she thinks it might have been what we ate. We actually had Chinese food that night, but the place we go to is like a regular place. They always do a good job. I don't know. I mean, it would kind of suck if it was the food place because they had the best Chinese in the city, and they got like 150 beers there too, which makes it nice. But we haven't been back since then. No singing here, Throttle. But we do have a great food place over in Cincinnati as well that does a really good job on stuff. I think tomorrow, because we're both off, my wife's off as well, we might try to do like an Indian buffet at lunch or something. We have a great Indian buffet near us. It has some really good food. Don't know all that's in everything, but I know the spinach one. I know the obviously the rice and the bread. I know the chicken ones. I know the ones with the potatoes. So I can't pronounce the names of them, but they're all pretty good. What's happening, Foamy? Cheers down there in Texas, my friend. Fear Movie Lions Double IPA. Nice. Nice little beer for a Sunday night. No telling how old that oil is. The old oil will tear you up. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And Jeremy said hello to everyone there. Lots of people get sick after eating somewhere. But how soon do you get sick after eating there? My wife got sick the next day. I got sick the day after her. So I don't know if it was the food or if it might have been she contracted something from people she works with because they have like kids and stuff. And she said some of the kids might have been sick as well. I think it might have been more. She picked up something. I ended up catching it off of her. But I'll end up going back at some point. I don't think it was the food. She's a little more nervous about it than I am. Never again. I'd rather cook at home. I should not have risked it. I have a very sensitive stomach. Yeah, I know people with sensitive stomachs a lot of times will cook at home because of the fear of what they may eat, and maybe something there too. My ex was East Indian. I love the paneer and roti. Yeah, and whiskey, I got sick within 2 hours, so she got sick quicker than when we got when we went to our place. I mean, it could have been the food there you had. I mean, very sensitive, hardly eat out. Yeah. Well, I know that cheesesteak you looked like you put together that I saw. You did a good job on that. Look like I gotta watch the video, but just looking at the image of it, it looks really good. And if you guys like to see cooking stuff, make sure you check out Dolly and Beanie's channel. She's starting to post food things there. Still sick, yeah. It does suck when you get sick. There's a long list of food-related illnesses that can hammer you down. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I said, I was talking the other night. I wonder about some of the stuff we're putting in food here in the States versus like the places we went when we traveled on the last vacations. Went to Dominican, went to Mexico, went to Jamaica, and I swear the fruit that we got there was so much more fresher than what we get here in the States. The meats were better. It was like everything was better and fresher than what we get here. And I worry about what we're putting into our food supply was maybe added into some of the stuff that people are picking up or some of the diseases that we see rising here. Hey, what's happening, Cuff and stuff? Cheers, my friend. What is going on? Another great channel. Check out Cuff and stuff. And I was watching this video earlier where he did the searing of a steak, and it made me reminded me I wanted to get a grill again. But if you guys haven't seen Cuff and Stuff Barbecue, make sure you check him out. And actually, I started doing something on my channel in the community tab. So every Sunday, I highlight 2 channels as kind of a shout out. So I gave you a shout out earlier, Cuff and Stuff. Hopefully people will check you out, as well as Blake TV. I did it for his channel as well. So just to kind of start sharing a little bit more, help you guys get more of a push, hopefully. You guys are doing some great things. And each Sunday in the community tab, I'll be highlighting 2 new channels for people to check out. Vegetarian again. I didn't know you went vegetarian before. I don't know if I don't really want to go vegetarian, although last night I didn't go vegetarian last night because I had a salad, but I had turkey on it. But there's times when I will eat just like vegetarian, I guess you could say, but I like my meat. This is the place by where I stay and it has the best beef sandwich. Yummy. Nice. Yeah, Jeremy says, hope you get well soon, Dolly. Agreed, Rod. USA gets the worst food ever. It's just, you go to the other countries. Even when I went to Canada, in Toronto, the food was that much more fresher. And all the other countries list what's in their food versus here. Like, we try to hide to the consumer what's in the food, and I wonder about that. Since I've been meat eating, gained 15 pounds. I have to lose fast 10. Vegetables get sprayed with just as much chemicals as any of the food, though. That's true. Yeah, that's the sad thing. Yeah. And Max said, true, Jeremy. Couple stuff. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. Definitely just want to give a shout out. I always appreciate you as well. You do some good stuff. I just feel bad because I haven't got a chance to watch all your videos as of yet. And we were talking earlier between working and then, as everybody knows that kind of produces YouTube channels themselves. If you got a day job, you're doing that. And then you got stuff with the family, and then you got stuff you're trying to do for YouTube. It makes it hard to sometimes get all intertwined. So I'm always trying to watch everybody else's channel. It just takes me time before I can get there sometimes. But definitely on the lookout there. Definitely try to share love as much as I can. Erie says she does watch Cuff and Stuff as well. Just lay off the starches and you'll be straight. Yeah, so cutting carbs is a big thing. And like when I lift weights more often, which I'm about to start doing again this week, because my wrist is kind of healed back from when I broke it a couple months ago. Cutting carbs made a huge difference. And just eating like, meats. I don't say like a full keto type thing, but it's meat and vegetables. Getting rid of the carbs makes a huge difference. But I like bread, I like potatoes, I like pasta, but if you can cut that out or minimize it so you're not eating it that much, it makes a huge difference for going forward. Dolly, what's your channel called? And Dolly is actually Dolly and Beanie. Didi. So anybody in the chat here, if you highlight their name in the chat, you'll see 3 dots to the right of it. You can just click those 3 dots, and it'll give you an option to go to channel. You can just go right to the channel and then subscribe there as well and see their channel. Lots of times it's already in your system, then you eat somewhere and you get upset tummy. So shortly after you ate, then unless the restaurant had botulism, it was already in you. Yeah, so it might have been dormant in there for a little bit of time. True Jeremy, the E. coli scares veggies because they spray crops with processed sewage used as fertilizer. And I cannot get fat. It bothers me. I have OCD. I feel gross. Keep my weight under 135 always. Well, I mean, society kind of puts pressure on people on the whole weight type thing. As long as you're comfortable as an individual, I would say that's where you kind of want to be at, because it all comes down to what your mental ability is and what you're looking at yourself. Obviously, if you're not as heavy, health-wise, you're usually better. But I've seen skinny people that have diabetes and have diseases and stuff too. So it's getting your mind in the right set and being happy with you. That's the big thing. Don't let society make you obsess about it. Well, thanks, Blake. Appreciate the smashing for the like. Make sure y'all check out Blake TV. Like I said, in the community tab, I highlighted his channel as well, so you can definitely check him out too. Drink 3 or 4 cases of beer every month, Dolly. That should work. I like that thinking, Dave. We actually had one of our brewing managers here in Cincinnati. He actually works out at 50 West. And I don't know if you guys have seen the story out there, but he had actually drank beer only for like a month. So he did different versions of beer. Only 4 or 5 beers a day. He ended up losing like 30 to 40 pounds. I forgot what the number was, but it was in that area over that month because he just stuck to like that beer diet. And what people don't realize with beer, you can't always do it and overdo it with it, because you will have other things that affect your body. But beer used to be a protein source for people previously. So there's been times in history when prisoners weren't served food, they were served beer. And that actually got them all the proteins their body needed. So beer has some different abilities with it, but he was able to do that, and then all of a sudden people were like trying to use beer diets and stuff. But again, it's not like you can sit there and pound a 12-pack or whatever. He did it like through the course of the day. Obviously, he had a benefit because he worked at a brewery. So if you can drink anywhere, it would be at a brewery. And he was able to do that and end up losing weight that way. Dolly said, good thought, I'll just drink beer. Ugg said it early, I'm 5 pounds down with keto. Oh, nice. If you get Netflix, check out the series Rotten, all about our food supply. Yeah, well, thanks, Elbow. I'll definitely check that one out too. I'll put that on my list to take a look at. Got 35 pounds since September. Cutting carbs, it works. Yeah, like I said, when I was lifting weights and I cut carbs out, that's when I started seeing the biggest weight drop. So it's a matter of doing that. And most people, obviously, a lot of carbs taste good, so people have a fondness of carbs, but being able to cut that out makes a big difference. And even if you can want like something like spaghetti, you can get pasta that's actually lower in the carb type effect. It's kind of like a net carb thing that you get, but I forgot which one it is, but one of the pasta companies, they have it where it's kind of a net carb gain. It's like not like if you were using Barilla or one of the other pastas. That one actually is created to kind of help you neutralize that. But then again, you start to worry, well, how is this company doing that? Are they putting something into it? I don't know, but it's supposed to help you out there. My wife likes my meat. Funny Max. Look up Scott Abel or Coach Scott Abel. He's very hands-on in the dine industry. He's real straight. Look him up. All right, I'll check him out too. Learn something new every day, right? Yeah. That's always the goal. If you can learn something new every day, you're doing something. Beer is good for you just by the goodness, not the Budweiser. I purchase and prepare my own food, always clean it. Never had gotten sick before. I'm going to wash my food in beer. Take a bath in beer. Probably will never get sick. You mean gluten-free? And there are some of the gluten-free type stuff out there. But yeah, I guess with the pasta, what is the name of that pasta? Let me see here. If I can pull it up on my phone. Because I was using that for a while as well when I would make something like spaghetti or linguine or whatever it may be. It's Dreamfield. So Dreamfield has a healthy carb pasta that you can actually use. I used that when I was working out, and that one actually is supposed to take out more of the carbs than what you would get from regular pasta. And it seemed to work fine when I was using it, but Dreamfield is the name of the company. Lots of the big brand beers are made with low-end ingredients nowadays. They are after volume, not quality. Yeah, definitely. It's like if you go to McDonald's, you're going to have blander type burgers than if you go to a gourmet burger type place, right? Because it's more about maximizing the volume. So I definitely agree, Throttle. Spaghetti squash works. Pretty good in spaghetti meatballs. I like that idea. I just don't know how to make spaghetti squash yet. I have to figure that out, Nave. But I've always wanted to try that, and that might be something I'd check out to do. I do like using zucchini squash and stuff as well. But to make spaghetti squash would be awesome to use that. And you can actually now buy stuff in your freezer section. Like they have like the mashed potatoes. They have cauliflower mashed potatoes, and they have some of the squash pasta like you just mentioned, Nave. So you can get different things there as well. Going to pay a little bit more for it, obviously, because if it's healthier, they make us pay more for it. Figure that out. But yeah, there are some brands that like Bird's Eye, I believe, had released, or Green Giant, one of them, along those lines. The one thing is, everybody always says I eat broccoli, or like I don't like broccoli, I don't like cauliflower. I just never have. Actually, when I was young, broccoli used to make me throw up every time I would eat it, so I just don't mess with it. But I like zucchini, I like yellow squash, I like green beans, peas, I like other vegetables, but broccoli, even though that's like one of the better vegetables for you, I just can't do it. Let me see here. Oops. Everybody's got comments coming in now. Hey Todd, what's going on, brother? Cheers, my friend. What is happening? I love that Nave Yum Dolly said about the spaghetti squash. Also, lots of veggies. I love lok choy and bok choy. Spaghetti squash tastes pretty good. In North America, we use the worst wheat grains for the mass-produced products. Many people I know that have gone to Italy eat bread, pasta, and lose weight. Right? Yeah, I agree. Well, it's like here in North America, we put it like corn, fructose, and everything that we can. So we probably had that stuff in there too. I don't have issues with my weight, thank God. My metabolism is nuclear. Hold on to it, Max, as long as you can, my friend. Hold on to that metabolism. You can buy it at some grocery stores if you can't grow it. That's a good idea. That's a good idea to look for the zucchini squash that way for sure. Let's see. Whiskey, you're right. They also drink red wine every day. Yeah, and a glass of red wine is actually good for you for cardiovascular type things as well. You don't have to make spaghetti squash, just open it up and it's stringy enough to look like spaghetti. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's an idea. I've never bought like the actual squash for the spaghetti squash, but I will check it out. I think there's something, I think you can get like a grater or something too that you can maybe run over it. You can also create the spaghetti like this. True whiskey, I agree. Otherwise, all Italians would be fat and diabetic. It's deeper than that. They drink a lot of good wine. They also use a lot of things like olive oil, which olive oil is good for your body as well. One of the other Facebook pages I ran was like a health page, and I'll put stuff on there that I would read. But olive oil is one of the things that helps you, that you want to try to use in different ways that you cook, or also in some of the foods, and they use a lot of olive oil in their stuff. Hey, I know a fat Sal always says, there's always one, right? There's always one. Everybody's seen Sopranos. We know there's a few fat Italians out there, but for overall, they do pretty good. Use a little more calcium from a Brussels sprout than a glass of milk. That's kind of like vitamin C. You get more vitamin C from a jalapeno than you do an orange. And if you actually have more peppers in your diet, it actually helps to turn up your metabolism. So I use a lot of stuff like jalapenos and serrano, habanero at times. I use different peppers, but I also use things like cinnamon and other spices that can actually turn up your metabolism, which are great too. Olive oil is magic for your gallbladder. Correct. I agree, Max. It's solid. It's definitely something that I cook with it. I use it more than any other type of oil that I'm going to use for stuff. And it has great benefits to it. So a lot of good stuff there. A lot of good stuff. So in the end, you got to do what you can to take care of yourself. Just use a fork. And like I try to force myself to do more stuff like eating eggs, for instance. Eggs can have a benefit there. There's also like I try to eat like oatmeal. Oatmeal has a benefit to it where it actually sticks and lasts with you longer through the course of the day, so you're not feeling that urge to eat like you did if you have some other high sugar type breakfast or something like that and everything. Oatmeal is one of those lasting type foods to stick with you. Peanuts are always good, or any type of nuts and legumes are good as well. So you pick up all these different things and you try to be healthy and you go through, but a big thing is, what are you doing to also exercise and work out, right? Because it takes down to how many calories you're taking in and how many you're taking off. So, if you can just walk at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, it does make a difference. Or if you're in a gym and you're lifting at least 3 days a week, that actually makes a difference, because when you're lifting, you burn calories not just when you're lifting, but over the other course of time when you're not lifting, because of the muscle weight you're putting on. And if you're not taking the carbs in, guess what? Your body's actually not getting that fat when it's looking to burn more energy, and that actually helps you as well. Once upon a time, I used to manage some restaurants. So you've seen a lot of this stuff. Actually, when you manage a restaurant, you got to be careful yourself, because all that food around you, so that you're like not getting caught up eating the wrong things too. I meant great wrong emoji. Oh, Whiskey, are you the dude that put that red beard dude in check? That was Throttle was on for that one and stuff, and I think Shannon was a little confused, Dolly, when you were asking about Red on that, and I was saying I think Dolly thought Red may have been talking too much, and she was like throwing off a little bit. I was like, yeah, I think that's, yeah, so I know what you're saying there. I think it was Throttle as well, so. How much do I weigh? Let me see. Right now, actually, last time I actually weigh, I think it was about like 320, and I'm like 6'1", but I carry a lot of muscle weight, which people say, oh, I carry a lot of muscle weight. No, but when I go in to get weighed, like they always start like at 250 or so. They don't believe I weigh as much as I actually weigh. And like my doctor, for me, you always hear about BMI. Like my doctors that I've had, like, I can't go by BMI because of the muscle weight. So he goes by fat percentage. So my fat percentage, I think, was like which I am over on, I'm like at 29 right now, where I should be at 25. But when I go to lift weights and start working out, I start dropping weight rather easily. My wife hates that I drop weight so easy at times. So, I mean, she's happy I drop weight, but again, for men dropping weight versus women, men usually do it a little bit easier. But I can go in, because I used to play sports and I was an athlete, I know how to drop weight off when I want to drop weight, and that's what I usually do. These stuff I used to do when I was younger. Now that I'm older, hopefully it still works. Yeah, I mean 6'1". I don't know. I feel like I thought I was tall, but I got friends that are like 6'3" and 6'4", so it's kind of like I'm the short guy nowadays. It seems at times. LOL, maybe Red Beer is good, but just needs work with the conversation. Yeah, and Red has gotten better over the years, and he's a chatter, which is great. We love chatters. We want people to express themselves and to talk, but you just gotta know how to have that balance in the conversation. Yeah, like Todd said, Shannon hates that Todd can drop the weight quick. It's just, it happens. If you have I don't know, I would say part of it might be some of the genes, but part of it is just being a guy versus a woman. It's just men drop weight usually a little bit easier than women do. And if you know the routines to work out, I can go back and look at the routines, because there's a website called I think it was bodyfit.com or whatever, where you can put your information out there and you track stuff. And I can go back and see the routines that actually helped me drop weight. And it was all weightlifting and stuff. So I know when I do those things, I can drop weight. I cut back on the carbs and I move it back down. So that's what you try to do. Yeah, Dolly says Todd is in the house. BMI is just a number. Right, that's the thing. And a lot of doctors, they'll tell you the BMI relates to your heart, basically. Too high of a BMI, it puts more pressure on your heart and everything like that. But it doesn't also account for muscle type weight and density and things like that as well. Pretty much like when I went in August after breaking my wrist, and they were getting me all set for the operation. I mean, they talked about my bone structure, how strong it was and stuff. So all this kind of stuff plays into it. Todd says, "Sup, Dolly?" Dolly's response, "Todd thinks he's pretty." Todd says, "Do I?" As a black dude, I like my women thick. LOL, big thighs, save lives. Oh, that's funny, Max. I've always heard more cushion for the pushing, right? So. Do you? I did a double eye roll, Dolly said. Talking to Todd there. But yeah, that's all good. But I am actually I enjoyed the conversation. I'm glad you guys hung out with me tonight for a bit. And always fun. Going to probably do another live stream tomorrow since I'm off tomorrow. I might do one later tonight, depending. But I'm going to actually jump off right now because I am going to head over and catch some of the Eclectic Beard here at 9 o'clock Eastern. And they'll be having Sunday Fun Day. And if they open up the panel, I may jump on with them over there. But if you guys have not subscribed to the Eclectic Beards, let me grab his channel here real quick. Sunday Fun Day is always a good time. I definitely say take a look to join us over there. Hit the right button here. There we go. And that is the Eclectic Beers channel. And you can just pop on over with us. Donald says it's usually because of muscle mass difference, right? Not good to say carbs are bad. It's more to do with the simple. Yeah, not to say carbs are bad, but if you limit the carbs, that does make a difference along those lines. Like, even if you're working a program to limit carbs, your carbs might be 10 to 20% of your intake. And if you're going keto, like Todd's doing keto, I think it might be like 5% they try to do a day or whatever. But I say, for me, I would say like 20% under of your food intake. And if you go into like MyFitnessPal, is the app I usually would use when I want to track food, 20% of your intake, you can have more intake in the fat and in the protein area. And when your body actually looks to burn stuff when you're working out, it'll pull from the fat type stuff as well, rather than the carbs, which carbs not used become fat. And so you just want to make sure you monitor that along those lines. And Throttle says he likes them thick as well. So Max says, my man. My wife thicker than oatmeal. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. A woman with curves always works, right? So, that all being said, guys, it is 8:59 right now. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here and get ready to jump over there. And again, Todd, so MyFitnessPal is actually good. And I actually use that. I actually have a Fitbit, which I have here for when I work out. And that ties into MyFitnessPal as well. So, the main thing is, if you want to find a program that works for you. Make sure you're good to go for your own health concerns and your doctor. That you don't have to worry about doing anything. Some people jump on the keto and they might not be able to because of other stuff that might be happening inside their own body. But, you do something. And, that's what works. And then do other stuff in moderation and hopefully you'll be here. They said that they believe that someone has already been born that will live to 150. I don't know if I want to be that person. I mean, I look at 90-year-olds and how slow they move now. I mean, if you're going to be 150, you're not really going anywhere. Take forever just to go to the bathroom. It would take you forever with those little steps. I mean, I don't know. But hey, that all being said, thanks for everybody that swung by. I look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Always great time. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Come join us over on the Eclectic Beers channel, and I will look forward to talking to you soon. Cheers all. Cheers, Jeremy. I know Jeremy will be over the Eclectic Beer channel, so hope to see you there as well.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better come!